Alright, what's good everybody? It's Alien and I'm back for some more Dokkan. I'm just gonna go straight to the point here. Let me tell you something. I've just been wondering for the past maybe week and a half, really wondering, just what have they been doing with 2021's TUR EZAs? I'm talking specifically about STR Super Vegeta and STR Videl. Those two are the only 2021 EZAs that have come out so far. TURs at least. I don't know how or why, but these two EZAs felt like they were designed by the monkey on the stimulus screen. Now don't get it twisted, they are not bad. They are good in fact. Don't get it twisted. However, there are just certain things in their passives that just make you feel like dipping your balls in sulfuric acid. And especially when you look at 2020's EZAs. But in any case, we're gonna start with the EZA that came first, STR Super Vegeta. Super Vegeta is capable of casually throwing out 24 million attack stats with 1 million defense. Or realistically, 21 million attack stats and 900k defense. As early as turn 3 onwards, all with guaranteed crits. Literally just no support at all, just this one-man army, right? Let me tell you something. When I was reading STR Super Vegeta's EZA details, I was kind of going like, yeah, his EZA is looking kind of hot. And then I saw that he had guard for just 5 turns. And in my head I was just, oh no, they flopped it, didn't they? Now, at that time, I was still learning Japanese. And to be quite honest, I still am learning Japanese. But when I was reading Super Vegeta's detail and I saw this, I knew from there that they flipped the lore accuracy switch again and really might have flopped his EZA. These apes really just locked 50% stats, permanent guard and additional supers to a cell enemy. They did all of this knowing that cell enemies make up approximately 1% of difficult content. Quote unquote difficult. The hardest cell fight there is right now is the Red Zone Imperfect Cell that came out 1 year ago in the worldwide celebration. And let's be real here, that fight is not hard anymore. Well then again, you could probably give yourself a challenge if you run Super Vegeta in slot 1 all the time, since frame 1 supers like pretty much every single turn. And there's a decent chance you'll take a lot of damage, but I don't know for sure, and I don't really care enough to check. But legit though, this part of Super Vegeta's passive is one of the worst design choices I've ever seen. Ever. These guys legit locked like half of his entire kit to like one fight. And the thing to make this all even worse is the fact that Cell Max does not count as a cell enemy. Which kinda makes sense, but it's still kind of a shame. But let's be real here, that cell restriction was just not necessary. This is another one of those instances where they only care about anime accuracy when it handicaps the unit. Take the AGL and Tech LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohans for example. They probably built Super Vegeta for the burst mode on AGL Cell's Dokkan event, but let's be real here. Nobody, and I mean nobody, cares about burst mode. Nobody in the big 2024 is gonna label burst mode as endgame content. If they just got rid of the cell restriction and gave him his additional super, just with that additional 50% stats he gets after getting hit, and then maybe give him a little bit of damage reduction to make him a better slot 1, because he kinda needs it, so that you could get his full passive more reliably, then he'd be as insane as he was on release, if not better. Because even back in 2021, his defense was not enough to hold down slot 1. So overall, STR Super Vegeta is a good EZA. Obviously, it could have been much better, because that cell restriction will forever be a plague to his entire kit. And the crazy part is that even when he is against a cell enemy, I don't know if he even makes it to top 3 EZA TURs. And with a restriction as bad as that, he should easily be the best EZA TUR when he has it active. And to be quite honest, that's pretty sad, but don't get it twisted, he's still good. Now let's move on to the next EZA, So right here we have STR Videl. I already know some of y'all might be wondering.
STR Videl, have you seen those clips on Twitter of Videl getting 38 million attack stats? With 4 supers, soloing Goku and Frieza?
Trust me, your first mistake was falling for those Twitter clips. STR Videl is pretty good. She's good. I don't think she's bad. But there is just a certain part in her passive that just creates a massive hole that just holds her back so much for no reason. STR Videl with her full passive can hit around 14 million attack stats with about 1.3 million defense and up to 1.6 million. She can also super twice, stack her attack infinitely, and do those supers up to 4 times in a turn. She's more so a high risk, high reward unit with how her passive works, but please hear me out. When you're running her, you just have to pray to Allah that she dodges that super. And if there didn't happen to be any super before she attacks, you have to pray to Allah that they're not going to super Videl after she attacks. Because after she attacks, she's left with no defensive tech. No damage reduction, no guard, no dodge, no nothing. If you want her full passive, you need her to take like a 300k normal just to get a great chance to additional super and 58% stats. And I know what you're thinking.
Videl doesn't take that much damage off a normal, she only takes 100k.
Again, that is on a Twitter clip with 137% support and 20% defense and links, linked with a floater. Trust me bro, you really think that I'm trying to run AGO Bulma, who's meant to float, on main rotation, doing measly 7 million attack stats, with a high chance to additional super, with no crits? Trust me, I am not doing that. I'm telling you right now, STR Kefla at 79% with half as much juice does just as much damage as a 100% Videl with 137% support. You Videl fans out there need to stop running floaters on main. Sure, Bulma shares 20% defense and links with Videl, but come on man. Like I said, you are not running a floater on main, and on Videl's only relevant 200%, there is nobody, no main rotation unit to give Videl her defense links. Like, who do you think I'm trying to run on main just for Videl to get more defense? Chilai? Robel? Realistically, Videl is going to have 0% defense and links, and she's going to take a lot from a normal. Realistically, she's not going to have any defense links active. And fully built up, she's just at a measly 394k defense pre-super. Keep in mind that is with Tech UI's domain, and if she gets hit before attacking, she's going to take 714k. That is an entire health bar on most teams. That is how much she takes on a normal without 137% support and 20% defense and links, and with an active skill that's buffing her defense. It's a good thing that Goku and Frieza frame 1 supers like pretty much every single turn. Well, then again, you would have to pray that you walk into that phase with Videl on rotation. And obviously, you also gotta pray that she dodges the super, because chances are, if she doesn't get hit at all pre-super, and she dodges the super that's also before she attacks, then you might be good. I could maybe be wrong, but who knows. I'll tell you what, all these Videl fans out here just juicing her up so much and then getting the stars to align so she could get her full passive, and then just looking at her go, you know, thinking, oh, she's the best TCA2R for sure. Y'all are just like Physical Ultimate Gohan fans. People would do the same thing with Physical Ultimate Gohan. Yeah, y'all same people talking to you, y'all same people would get mad, thinking,
oh, without support, he's flipping burgers.
So is Videl, low-key. Like, this is literally the reason why I call Videl a private server merchant. Like, she is literally the ultimate private server unit. Take a lot of attempts, have her dodge 6 attacks in slot 1, receive 1 normal, somehow dodging the super, and then have her do 4 supers with AGO Bulma support and STR Roshi support and with LR Boma support from the previous turn, and then stop recording, then go ahead and tweet out Videl is the best TUR in the game. Like, that is literally every Videl clip I've seen so far. God forbid somebody did this with Kefla or something, but let's be realistic here. When you're not literally giving her head, she's going to get demolished by normals. Now, like I said before, don't get it twisted, she is good. She's one of the better TURs right now, maybe. But her needing to get both dodges and hits while only having a 30% chance to get hit, and she takes a lot of damage when getting hit, that is a pretty dumb design. They probably knew it was dumb design too. They just wanted to find a way to hold her back just cause. All they could have done was maybe just make it so that the defense she gets when she gets hit is when receiving an attack. Shout out to the when receiving attack tech, by the way. Chef's kiss. One of the best design choices I've ever seen on any unit ever. They also could have given her sun dodge after attacking, like maybe a certain chance to dodge with each super attack performed within the same turn. That'd be cool, I guess. But knowing that she has a great chance to additional super after taking a 700k normal, I think it should just be on any attack. And then obviously with the when receiving attack tech, she could be much better. She'd probably be the best TUR in the game. And that's what she should be, because her impact on the game when she came out was insane. Incels in the Dokkan community were flipping their tables when finding out that a woman was giving their favorite unit a run for their money. Videl dominating Dokkan once more would have been a really nice thing to see, if I were to be completely honest, but they certainly don't like fun. You know, after looking at these two EZAs, I am getting kind of concerned for Tech killing Khalifa's EZA. And speaking of Kefla, after looking at these two EZAs, I genuinely feel like STR Kefla's EZA might have actually been a mistake. Truthfully, I am all for Kefla supremacy, but come on, man. Like, there should be no compelling reason as to why 2021 EZA TUR quality is like 5 times worse than that of 2020. But like I was saying about Tech Khalifa's EZA, Kalen Khalifa's, my bad, as a Universe 6 advocate, Tech killing Khalifa's EZA is one of my most anticipated EZAs right now, and just one of my most anticipated releases in general. And with how little the devs buff Universe 6, I do not want to see even one Universe 6 buff go to shit. That Universe Survival Saga enemy restriction is already something to be worried about, but if they make it so you need an ally or enemy, then I won't have an issue with it. We're cooking. One thing I noticed is that most KO units have guard, and pretty much every Khalifa unit in the game has dodge. If they could add both guard and dodge to Tech killing Khalifa's base form, then we will be having a good meal. Just make sure that the guard isn't anything chance based, because if it's a chance to guard, I'll actually fold. But here is one thing: they stack attack and defense on their super attack. And one ugly truth is that they've been putting stacker EZAs in the shitter lately, specifically defense stackers. And Broly's EZA could be another one to worry about too, since he also stacks attack and defense on super. However, I am happy with how 2021's LR EZAs are turning out. 17 and Frieza in particular. I was one of 17 and Frieza's strongest soldiers back in 2021, and I am just so happy with how their EZA turned out. They've been stepping up their game recently with LR EZAs, and I'm happy with it. The TUR EZAs though, I don't know what they're doing, but they're just making these really weird design choices. They're probably gonna give like physical Goten and Trunks like a movie boss restriction, where they lock like half of their entire passive to a movie boss enemy. And Broly's probably just getting like a Goku's family enemy restriction. AGL Kid Gohan's gonna stay locked to heavenly events. I hope to God they do those EZAs justice. But for right now, I am kind of worried, especially for Tech killing Khalifa, one of my favorite units of all time. And I'm praying that they do their EZA justice. Well, yeah, that's all for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed me ranting about 2021's TUR EZAs. And hopefully y'all know the truth about STR Videl. Do not ever fall for those Twitter clips again. Those videos serve no purpose aside from agenda. In a realistic situation, she's not as good as people make her out to be. But anyway, like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. And if there's any take in this video that you disagree with, let me know down below. I'll be happy to know what your thoughts are. Well, with that being said, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.